Okay, I'm David Gale. I'm a technologist here at Inaue. Previously, I was part of the optics coordination. At the moment, I am part of the research and technical development area of the institute.
Can you tell us where are we right now?
Yeah, we're in the aspheric surfaces laboratory. So this is a large space with several unique measuring and polishing instruments that was formed about 20 years ago when the large millimeter telescope project was started. So the main activity over a number of years for this lab has been the design, testing, and then assembly and alignment of reflector surfaces for the large millimeter telescope.
Do you have ¿Cuenta con estudiantes de posgrado aquí en este espacio?
We've had over the years students working with us. We have a number of staff who are assigned to this lab, so they are technicians, typically metrology technicians, and some mechanical engineering staff. And then whenever it's possible, we try and incorporate PhD students, masters or postgraduate students to help with the projects that we're carrying out at any particular time.
How many projects are in work right now in here?
Well, we have, I would say we have a number of regular long-term projects. The main one continues to be the Large Millimeter Telescope. So the telescope is continually undergoing improvements. We're constantly looking to incorporate the most up-to-date technology into the infrastructure of the telescope to improve its performance. And a lot of that technology gets trialed, gets tested here in the lab first before moving to the site. We are also involved in a number of other projects related to astronomical telescopes, typically radio telescopes. So we're involved with a smaller radio telescope, 10-meter telescope, which belongs to the University of Costa Rica. And there are some other interesting projects that are being carried out at other places here in Mexico. So there's a 30-meter telecommunications antenna that we're involved with. The idea there is to convert that antenna into a radio telescope for research and for teaching activities, really make it accessible for use by schools and colleges. So those are the key projects we have here at the moment. We're also involved in general, a lot of work we do is for continual maintenance on the LMT, the Large Millimeter Telescope. And then we do have other projects that come in, typically related to dimensional metrology. We do service work for outside companies. So a lot of this requires that we are constantly calibrating equipment, looking at options for improvements to measurement technique, measurement procedures. So it's quite a varied amount of activity going on here at any one time.
How much personnel do you have here that work on all these different projects?
So some years back when the telescope was being constructed, we had up to 50 people working here full time. The current level is about 10 or 12 people. So we have about 6 people working on metrology. And then we have another 5 or 6 people carrying out a lot of the mechanical activities, which we do for our own areas and also for the Institute generally. So we provide a lot of support here for heavy lifting, moving, and that kind of thing as a service to the Institute.
How many space of work do you have here, and what is the size of the lab?
So this lab, largely because of the size of the pieces we've worked on over the years, there's an example behind me at the moment of a segment for the LMT primary telescope. So it's a large space. It's about 40 meters in length, 20 meters wide, 20 meters high. So this is the main, what we call the high bay, the main area, which is very useful for doing large distance measurements, large distance 3D metrology activities. Then we have a number of smaller offices and lab spaces for more specific projects that don't require so much space. And then we have additional offices here, about 4 or 5 offices, meeting rooms, storerooms, all incorporated within the lab.
So you were talking a moment ago about students working on their master's degree and doctorate. What kind of projects, which have been your favorite projects that you have been working with alongside the students?
Well, I think we have students here occasionally to do theoretical projects, and that could be some kind of simulation work relating to processing metrology data, processing 3-dimensional data. I think the more fun projects are always the ones where we can get out into the field, when we can take equipment to specific sites and carry out specific metrology tasks. So a lot of the components that are installed at the telescope, typically they would be manufactured in company factories either in Mexico or abroad in other countries, and sometimes we need to visit those plants and to carry out measurements and carry out reviews, status reviews of projects during their lifetime. So I think personally, in terms of the more interesting projects, are always the ones where we have to interact with clients who are producing components or systems for the telescope, for instance, for other internal projects here at Gale. I guess the showcase project is the large millimeter telescope. As you know, it's an international project in character. It's a binational. The telescope itself is a binational collaboration with the University of Massachusetts, and that's a collaboration that's been running for over 20 years now, with the goal of establishing the LMT as a world-class radio astronomy facility. And then you also know that we've been involved with the Event Horizon telescope. So that again is an international collaboration where now we're contributing to obtaining data together with other radio telescopes distributed around the globe. So that is obviously, in every sense, very much an international collaboration in which we receive here students and researchers from other institutes, or we're participating in events of an international character. We're also trying to get more involved in projects for the Latin American region. So there's a lot of interest in radio astronomy and space projects within Latin America. And there you'll find that we're participating with countries such as Costa Rica, but also there's a lot of interest from places as far afield as Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia. Most of the Latin American countries typically have small astronomy departments. A lot of places do have infrastructure that could be used for radio astronomy, so there's a lot of interest there to pool resources and experience and start working with other universities and research centres in other countries within the Latin American region.
Alongside what other motives, what other, what other motives would you say exist to work here at Inaue or study here?
Okay. Well, Inaue has a long history of science and research, going back over 50 years now. And the Institute is very much, I would say, multidisciplinary. So we have people here originally from the areas of optics, astrophysics, and electronics, which obviously continue to be very strong areas of collaboration. More recently, we've been branching out into other areas. So we have a lot of computational science. There is a lot of biomedical interest in biomedical science. So there's a lot of collaboration here now with research teams and trials in the health sector. So that's a relatively new activity for the Institute. There's a lot of work here starting up in areas such as remote sensing, sensors, security, cybersecurity, that kind of thing. So I think we're very much, we're an institute that is very much involved in, I can think of the word in Spanish, a la vanguardia. So we're very much at the, should we say, at the frontier of a lot of activities of interest for the science community. So there's a lot going on, and we're also very much involved with collaborations with external players. So as you know, we are a government funded centre, but we do have a lot of collaboration with external organisations, private companies, public companies, and that adds a very interesting element here. So really, I think it's an institute where there are lots of opportunities to get involved with both pure research, publication of results, and also applied research. There's a lot of interest in solving real problems. There are a lot of activities that require technological solutions, scientific solutions, and so Inaue is very much immersed in that environment as well. So it makes for a very interesting place to work. Yeah, no, I mean, this is very, the doors here are always open. We're very keen to have students, international students from abroad. We do have a lot of students who come not just from Latin America, but from other parts of the world. So I would very much say, come down and see us, spend some time with us, work here, collaborate with us. You can make a contribution. And of course, not only would I say it's a great place to do some research, to get some experience, it's a great environment here to work. It's a lovely part of the world here. I arrived in Mexico about 28 years ago. I arrived to Inaue with plans of staying a couple of years. So 28 years later, I'm still here, so it must have something going for it. But yeah, very welcome. It would be great to see you here.